Life should be about enjoying the journey. We are always in a hurry to get to our destination. Why?
Live happy, fun loving, and carefree.
Welcome inside the house today. I'm sitting here next to the warm wood stove because it's pretty nasty out there. Lots of people are getting bad weather, including us. So it's kind of nice to be inside today. So I hope you don't mind. So something that I've really been thinking about here lately while I've been reading things on social media and listening to people talk and concerns and things is, today with everything that's going on, all of us are reevaluating what we're doing with our lives, which is a great thing, even though this is kind of a tough time for a lot of people, but it's really important to reevaluate what we're doing. So a lot of people are thinking about, do I want to work where I'm working? Do we want to live where we're living? Should we, how can we prepare, be better off, for what might be down the road type of thing? And the problem that I see is a lot of people, it just is completely overwhelming. So that's kind of the two things that I'm thinking about is why is it overwhelming and why aren't we enjoying the journey? Why are we always trying to get to that destination? So think about things like even the seasons. When winter gets here, we're like, oh, I can't wait for it to be spring. Then spring gets here and it's like, oh, I can't wait for it to be summer. Then summer gets here and it's like, oh, I can't wait for it to be fall. We're always wanting to be, into the next season. We want to get, as we're growing up, we want to get better educated on something. We want the next job and the next job. We want to make more money, live, we got an apartment, we're thinking about the next apartment. Have a car, we're thinking about the next car. We're always living down the road into the future. And, it's that getting to the destination thing when we should be enjoying the journey. And I think that's why life gets so overwhelming. Because if you're thinking about, well, I want to move off the grid, or I've lived in Philadelphia my whole life, but I want to move out into, rural country and live on a farm and homestead and, again, be self-sufficient or off the grid. And it just seems so overwhelming because we're always looking at that end goal instead of enjoying what we're doing right now. And like this has probably happened to you. You're on your way to work in the morning, or maybe you leave, you're on your lunch break and you only have so much time, and you drive into your favorite fast food place and you pull in and there's three cars in front of you and you're like, come on, man, order already. It's like, hurry up. Hey, what are you reading the menu for? Like you don't know what you want? This is a fast food place. Be prepared before you get here. Oh my gosh, you're paying with cash. Just give the person your credit card. And we're just flipping out. And, for what? So you can get your meal and head back to work? Just enjoy things. When was the last time you just went outside and you sat in your chair and, you just watched the clouds float by or whatever? Life is about living in the moment. Life is about enjoying the journey. And again, that's why people get overwhelmed is they're always thinking about all these things that we've got to do and all the place that we've got to get to. And if you try to do too much too fast, Vernons Law is experience is a hard teacher because she gives the test first, then gives the lesson afterward. And that's the problem when we try to do too much, when we try to get to where we want to be going instead of just enjoying where we are. The people that are always living like that, and I lived like that for a while. I lived where, my life was pretty well dictated right to the minute. Be here, do this, be on a schedule. All right, this is the next thing you got to do. And I enjoyed what I was doing. I liked the fact that I was helping people, but I wasn't happy in the greater, bigger picture. And the problem with that is people that tend to always be chasing that next thing, living in that destination down the road. What's my next apartment going to be? What's my next job going to be? What's my next car going to be? How can I make more money? You just eventually you end up being miserable because you're never happy with where you are because you're always thinking about that next step. So, live in that moment of where you are. And I think one thing that really helped us out before we moved here, in this house that we're in now with this nice, really, really warm wood stove here, is, we moved and we lived on a sailboat for 9 years. On a sailboat, full time, 9 years, 365 days a year. And that really teaches you to slow down and enjoy the moment because things don't happen fast on a sailboat. And I got to the point where most of the time I didn't even know what day of the week it was. And which, so that, that's what helped me. Now, you may not want to go live on a sailboat for 9 years, but the thing is to try to think about being in the present, being in the moment. Don't get overwhelmed by thinking of all the things that, we want to make our life better. We've been living in this apartment in DC and we just want to get out of here. It's going to be better for us. It's going to be better for our kids. They can go outside and ride their bikes and play and not worry about things and all this, but it just seems so overwhelming. Live in the present, live in the now, break it down into tiny steps. Don't be that driver sitting in the fast food service line yelling at the cars in front of you to hurry up and, why wait till you get up to the window to decide what you want? You know what you want before you get here. Don't be that person. But because the thing is once we get to that final destination, we all know what the outcome is, right? 6 feet under. So don't be in a hurry to get there. Back up and be happy to go slow. Be happy to do one step at a time. Live on that sailboat when you're moving at 3 miles an hour and enjoy where you're at. That will help you to not get overwhelmed. It helps you to live in the present. It helps you be happy, fun-loving, and carefree, even when the rest of the world seems like it's insane, and out of control. So those are the things that I've been thinking about. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't be worrying about that next destination now that it's winter and it's crappy weather outside. Don't be thinking, well, gee, I can't wait for spring to get here so I can plant the garden, because then you can't wait for summer to get here. And it's just, and before you know it, we've all made all the multiple trips on this rock around the sun, and then we're on, we finally made it to our final destination. So don't be in a hurry to get there. Enjoy life and enjoy your animals, your kids. Just enjoy anything, nothing at all. So watch another video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, so you'll be notified when my next one comes out, because I really want you to live happy, fun, loving, and carefree, living in the moment, enjoying the journey, and not worrying so much about that destination, because it's coming no matter what.